Hey guys, how's it going? Morgan here. I appreciate you reaching out. I've been reading a lot from the Category Pirates. If you haven't heard of them, I strongly suggest you go onto Substack and make yourself a subscriber. As you guys know, I'm addicted to books and I just am constantly reading stuff. And by the end of the year, I do read a lot of books, but 2023 for me is really just going to be about reading that pushes the envelope when it comes to my own work as a content writer. And so I'm going to be very, very focused on Category Pirates and their newsletter. So anyway, the thing I want to talk to you guys about today is around the category breakthrough and why that's so important. When you think about the blue ocean strategy, in terms of marketing and just business development and thinking about what does my product do and the delivery of that product, it's often a comparison game. Like, we are all in this humongous sea together, and you have customers and I have customers, and it's all hunky-dory and it's just great. We're in the same industry and we're competitors, but it's fine. But the Category Pirates push back against that and say, actually, no, there is no such thing as a blue ocean. You want a no ocean strategy. You want to be all alone in your boat, gathering up money, gathering up customers without having any competition whatsoever, which is in line with what Peter Thiel has always said, which is competition is for losers. And so this is going to help you think through what the category breakthrough looks like from your business or your area of the business. So these are a few questions. You can spend some time thinking about them on your own. What does business look like today? What will the models look like and how will they work in 10 to 20 years? What products does the world want? What new category can I create that will leave the other ones to die? What new future can we invest in that would fundamentally change the business? And then what different future would crush the old employers category? And I know it's a little bit of dog eat dog, you're all alone in the jungle type of mentality, fierce competition and trying to get ahead of everybody else. But it's not so much that you want to get ahead of other people or erase them or anything like that. It's just that, like this graphic here, there is no such thing as that blue ocean in the minds of Nicholas Cole and Eddie Yoon and the other Category Pirates. And they really, really emphasize that, is that you don't want to just add on by 1% or 2% in your given industry. You want to completely radicalize everything and develop your own category. So the key to this no competition is framing, naming, and claiming. So you frame whatever that product is. You can get as detailed as you want to there. And then once you see it in front of your face, then you name it and you use a different set of language, your own terms and phrases in order to build out exactly what the solution is inside of your frame. And then you claim it. You take it for your own. You keep it close to you. It becomes part of the brand's identity, and it affects all the different initiatives and strategies that you try to implement inside of the frame. So that is what the Category Pirates suggest that you do in order to reach that level of no competition, because you've just positioned yourself completely outside of that given area that you're in right now. So to dive into this a little bit more, we're going to ask all the W's. We're going to say what is that unique thing that you are known for? What do you want people to recognize you for? We all know that different brands, when it comes to their one-word brand identity, is stronger than others. Obviously, Google and search is a huge one. Volvo has always harped on safety. So I think it's important to have that one or two word brand identity. What is it exactly that we're going to be known for? And then the who is going to pay surprisingly large premiums for this service. I think this is incredibly important for freelancers because the temptation, and new startups, I guess, the temptation is to accept everything that comes your way and just keep saying yes to these one-off projects and those that are going to jerk you around, and maybe they don't pay as much and they're squeaky wheels and they're bugging you all the time for your help. I would much rather, instead of having someone that's paying me like $1,000 retainer and they're always on my back and begging me to implement new things or edit new things, whatever it is, I've found anyway that those that are on the upper scale in the $3, $4, $5,000 a month retainers, those people, they just come in and say, hey, you're a professional, you're going to do it, we trust you. And so I would say that's exactly where you want to be. You want to think about who is going to be paying the large premiums, when and where. I think these kind of go together. I separated them just so you can see them a little bit easier. But we want to target these people with this frame, name, and claim at the intersection of important and urgent. So your potential clients out there, they have this important problem, this hair on fire problem that they need to be solved. And then there's also that urgency. And in some businesses and some clients that I've tried to lock down is they have an important problem, but I'm not exactly hitting them at the right time. And so there is an intersection between important and urgent. And then you also want to think about clients who are thinking that this problem is so important that money really is no object. And if everybody in the world was able to see the solution that you offer, they would automatically want it. And I know that's way easier said than done. And then why? The why behind all of this is you want your super consumers to be so in sync with your brand and with your product that word of mouth spreads like wildfire. And for those of you that are content writers or those that want to get your ideas validated, yes, LinkedIn is a great place for B2B SaaS and other things like that. But I would strongly suggest that those that want to write and create something, go to a platform like Substack, get an email list going. Even with 500 or several hundred people, you can see what the trends are between those people that are just receiving your emails and those that aren't. Just for and the data behind that and the criteria, you can break down and filter out all the different types of people and see exactly who are those super consumers of your ideas, and then who's what's not hitting. And just for another example, I have 1,000 people in my Substack right now. I'm getting 45% open rates. Unfortunately, you can't see how far they go down in the article, but I can filter and say, okay, I want a certain subset of the emails. Show me those people that have read my Substack or read 3 articles in the last month. And that filters it down to about 200 people in my Substack list. So it's not insignificant. These are all leaders for the most part in different industries, mainly in marketing and technology. And so if you can build up an email list and then start putting out your ideas and validating them, a lot of those people can just become super consumers by reading what you're doing and then obviously telling their friends, because that's the ultimate sign is shareability. And I know that's something that Y Combinator teaches their cohorts is you want shareable ideas, not just things that are great, that look nice and that are good products, they solve a problem, but is it going to spread like that wildfire effect? And then these two at the end, you have outcome and cost. So you want your solution to provide X amount more valuable. I know this is a little bit of embellishing, a little hyperbolic, but 100 times more valuable than the price you charge. I wish that I could do that. I wish that I could say, pay me $5,000, I'm gonna 100x that investment. That's not something I've been able to figure out exactly, but we want to make sure that we're communicating that inside of this category that we're designing is, if you work with me or if you use this thing, you're going to see this much of a change in your given situation. And then finally, cost. What is the value you're getting out of it? Why is it a premium? Because you want both of those. You want people to pay the premium and understand why that's important. And then you want to have that repeated value over time as they're using the product. And then finally, I have this chart, and this is where it's going to end. We have the life of a business, that bottom white line. This is the way that it's always been, very competition heavy. People are knocking each other out for the same customers. And then up here on the gold line, which is the category designers, people like you and I, we're going to change an industry. We're going to go way off the normal life of a business. That's the same starting point, but we're obviously moving in a very different direction, going upwards and onwards, avoiding all the competition because competition's for losers. And I have this little bit at the end. You don't want to incrementally build on the past. There's all those ER words: better, faster, bigger, stronger, cleaner. There's a million different descriptions that you could use for your product. But like I said at the beginning, it's not about 1% or 2% increments. Like I don't want to use a computer that's 1% better than the last laptop that I had. I want something that's really impressive, something that's going to wow me. And so you don't look at the past and then design your category. Like that's ridiculous. You want to radically change the present situation in order to affect the future. And so that just gives you a little bite of this latest book from the Category Pirates and some of my notes. I've got other stuff that I'll probably put out in the next little bit, but again, appreciate you reaching out on my post, and I hope this was helpful.